So, an avoidant broke up with you, huh? When will they reach out to you? Or will they even reach out to you if you're in no contact? Well, stay tuned and you'll find out. Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. I'm a dating and relationship expert specializing in helping you get your ex back. And welcome back, my beautiful no contact army. Have you been a good little soldier or a bad little soldier? If you've been good, you've downloaded our app Silencio to help you stay in no contact. The link is underneath every single video and podcast. And if you too would like to join our no contact army, all you have to do is hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, and you're in. And to read our manual, go to nocontactsecrets.com, where you can read 2 free chapters before you purchase the book. Okay, so when we're talking about attachment styles, you have to keep in mind that attachment styles exist on a spectrum. So while on one end, we may have someone who's highly dismissive, on the other end of the avoidance spectrum, we have someone who's fearful. All avoidants are not the same, so please keep that in mind as you're listening to this. And not everything I say is going to necessarily apply to your specific situation. That's why I always encourage people to get coaching if they're uncertain as to how to move forward when they're trying to get an ex back. So if you've been listening to me for a while, then you know that I've talked about the 60-day rule, which basically says that most people, when they go no contact, will hear from their ex who dumped them within 45 to 60 days. And if you want to check out that video, I'll post a link in the upper right-hand corner on YouTube. So while most people will hear from their ex within 60 days, obviously not everyone will. Otherwise, it would be too easy, right? No contact would be smooth sailing because you would just set your clock for 60 days and know that by the time you get to 61 days, you'll hear from your ex. But it's not that simple. So if your avoidant is very good at soothing themselves, which most avoidants are, then it will most likely take longer than 60 days. And this is why I often get comments under my videos saying, "Oh, I can't believe it. I heard from my ex after 4 months. I heard from them after 6 months." And their voice goes up at the end. No. And that's because they don't have to think about the breakup and their feelings for you, because they're busy soothing themselves and distracting themselves. That's what they did in childhood. So this is very familiar to them, and they're very comfortable doing that. And if by chance your ex is one of those avoidants that are not good at self-soothing, then they will reach out sooner when you do no contact, because they'll feel as if they're losing you and they better hurry up and do something. That's why it's crucial that you stay in no contact, even if your ex is an avoidant. And there's a couple of other factors that you have to look at. First of all, what type of situation was it? Were you dating for a few months? Was it a situationship? Was it a long-term relationship? Even a marriage? Obviously, the more of an emotional connection there was, the more likely it'll be that you'll hear from your ex, and the sooner. If it was a short relationship, it could actually go either way, because I know people always wonder, well, we only dated for a short time. Does that mean no contact's going to work? Well, here's the thing. On the one hand, you were still in the honeymoon stage, and there hadn't been yet enough time for the relationship to have a lot of bad memories, hopefully. So it's possible that you triggered your avoidant, and that's why they ended it, even though you were in the honeymoon stage. So in that case, there's a very good possibility your ex will reach out. Now, on the other hand, if it was a short-term relationship, that may not have been enough time for a strong emotional bond to have been created. And therefore, it's less likely that your ex will reach out. That's why when you first start dating someone, you want to focus on creating an emotional bond sooner rather than later. And something else to consider is, how did your relationship end? Was it amicable, or was it contentious? Or did your ex do the slow fade? These are all things that need to be considered when trying to calculate when your ex will reach out. So if the breakup was amicable, they'll feel more comfortable reaching out sooner. However, avoidants are known for breadcrumbing. So even though they may reach out, it doesn't mean they want to get back at that moment. They may just be missing you and not ready to get back together. So again, you want to avoid responding to breadcrumbs because otherwise you'll be telling them that you're still interested in them and probably still interested in getting back together simply because you respond every single time they reach out, even if it's a breadcrumb. You may not think that's the message you're sending, but it is. And if you're new here, you may be thinking, well, what's wrong with letting them know I'm still interested if I want them back? The problem is that you alleviate their anxiety. And anxiety is one of the key factors that make an ex want to reach out and decide that they want you back. And I actually have a client right now who is very close to reconciling with his wife, who had been responding to every single breadcrumb because he had listened to other YouTube channels and nothing worked. She was not coming closer. And then he finally decided to try my method because he had heard my videos, but he thought, no way, she's crazy. I'm not listening to her. I'm not ignoring my wife. Yeah. So finally, in his desperation, he said, okay, fine, I'll give this crazy lady a try. And yeah, so guess who's having second thoughts about the breakup now? That's right, the wife. So hopefully I'll have a success story for you very shortly. So an avoidant needs to feel that their life is better with you in it before they can be motivated to want to get back together. All right? And by the way, if you're finding this information useful, which I hope you are, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. I post every Monday. And finally, if the breakup was not amicable, whether the relationship was short or long, or if it was a marriage, then it's going to take longer for an avoidant to come back. Avoidants want peace since they didn't have that in their childhood. So they're not in any rush to go back to a toxic situation. This is why you need to look at how you contributed to the breakup and work on yourself while you're in no contact. Otherwise, even if you do get your avoidant back, if you have not grown and become more self-aware, there's going to be another breakup. And I also suggest you listen to my video on how to love your avoidant partner. And I'll put that link in the upper right-hand corner on YouTube. So in summary, while it's possible that you'll hear from your avoidant ex between days 45 and 60 of no contact, it's more likely that it'll be anywhere from an additional 45 to 60 days or longer. So a total of 90 to 120 days. And I know that seems like a long time, especially if you have an anxious attachment style, but for the avoidant, it's not long at all. And unfortunately, if you want them back, you have to operate on their timetable, not yours. So if you have trouble staying in no contact, I would suggest you check out my no contact playlist on YouTube to help you stay strong during this difficult time. And at the end of the day, as I've said before, interest level trumps everything. Meaning that if they had a high interest level in you at some point, but then it dropped and went below 50, which is why they broke up with you, there's a very good chance you'll hear from them no matter what their attachment style is. And if they never had a high interest level in you and they break up with you, you probably will not hear from them again, no matter what their attachment style is. And of course, I have to credit the late, great Doc Love for teaching me and all of us about interest level. And if you want to know more about it, you can click the link below every single video that will take you to a page where you can read 10 free chapters of his book, The System. So check it out. Now I want to hear from you. How long have you been in no contact with your ex? Please comment below. And thank you to everyone who responds to other people's comments with positive, encouraging words. I can't get to every single comment, so I really appreciate your help. Thank you so much. And if you would like my help to get your ex back, you can contact me at theartoflove.net and we will send you the rates. The direct link is below every single video. We respond to all emails within 24 hours and usually a lot sooner. So if you don't hear back, it means that you didn't get our response for whatever reason. It might be in your junk folder or you just didn't get it. So please feel free to reach out again and use a different email this time if possible. And if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. If you're listening to this as a podcast, please rate and review. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.